Careblazer, did you know that the sudden urge to give away money might be an early sign of dementia? What looks like their generosity might actually be putting their finances, your finances, at risk. Let me explain why this happens and what you can do to protect them and your finances. Stay tuned because this information can save you and your loved one from financial and emotional harm. So what is unexplained generosity? Unexplained generosity refers to sudden, unexpected, or out of character giving. For example, your loved one might be giving donations to charities that they've never supported before, give money to strangers or casual acquaintances, or write multiple checks to the same organization in a short period of time. What makes this act of giving concerning isn't the fact that they're giving, it's the pattern of giving. When the behavior appears suddenly or when it escalates, it could be a sign that the brain, especially the parts of the brain that are responsible for judgment, is being impacted. So why does this happen, especially in dementia? We're always hearing about people with dementia being susceptible to scams or people coming in and taking their money. Why does this happen so much? Many dementias impair somebody's ability to make sound decisions and judgments. It impacts an area of the brain called the prefrontal cortex. This is what helps us make sure that we are making good decisions. It's also the part of the brain that's responsible for impulse control and financial reasoning. So as a result, if this part of the brain is impacted in early stage dementia, it can often look like somebody who is overestimating their financial resources. That was definitely my dad. Or they just struggle to recognize scams and manipulative tactics, which I can understand. The scams are getting pretty good. I think many people who don't have dementia also fall victim to some of these scams. And also there's sometimes heightened emotions, like somebody feeling guilt or a lot of empathy to our organization, and they're truly wanting to help. So they have this impulsive generosity. It's literally a cognitive change in their brain in how they process information. Has your loved one started donating more? Are you noticing some concerns in this area? Drop a comment below and let us know. I know personally for my dad, when I started checking his mail, there were so many donation requests. And one company in particular sent a lot of donation requests, and my dad donated to them a lot, despite the fact that he had no extra financial resources. This was a big concern for me. And so one of the things I started to do was try to intercept some of his mail as much as I could and throw away those donation requests. And I will say some of them really pull on your heartstrings. I mean, even me reading them, I wanted to help. Another thing that often happened for my dad is that when somebody would do an errand for him or do him a favor, my dad always felt compelled like he needed to pay them. But he would pay them significant amounts of cash or money, and people started to take advantage of him. So they would come by more and more to see what little tasks they could do. If these stories sound familiar, you are not alone. Many family members face these challenges when they're caring for a loved one with dementia. Recognizing potential early warning signs can make a big difference. So let's talk about what can you do. If you've noticed this increase in generosity, obviously one of the things that you can do is just to monitor financial activity more closely. Keep an eye on their bank statements if you have access to their online banking, keeping a check on that. That's something I personally did with my dad. Really just looking for any unusual patterns. You can also, especially since we're talking about this being an early dementia warning sign, you can have an open conversation with your loved one. You can ask them, what made you donate? How did you choose this charity? Get some more information to see what their thought process is. I am not saying donating to charities is a bad idea and a sign that somebody is a victim to scam. I am saying that a change in donation practices, excessive donating, unexplained generosity, especially in light of limited finances, is a cause for closer investigation. You can also set up safeguards, like perhaps putting alerts where you would get alerted if there is a large financial transaction. This might also be a sign, if you haven't already, that getting a financial power of attorney in order is a great idea. And absolutely involve professionals. Talk to your loved one's doctor about what you're noticing, maybe assessing for any cognitive changes, and considering consulting with an elder law attorney to talk about additional ways to protect everything you and your loved one have worked for your whole life. So, some key takeaways. Unexplained generosity is not about greed or recklessness. It's really a potential silent warning of dementia. Stay vigilant, take protective steps, do what you can to protect your loved one and protect your finances. Now, if you want to learn more about what real life Careblazers are doing every day when they're faced with some of these challenging real life situations, I invite you to check us out in the Care Collective. It's our signature program where we come together every single week to offer support and information and education to one another and help get through this journey in the best way possible. And if you haven't already, there's a free Dementia Careblazers survival guide you can download right now and get my top tips for managing this caregiver journey. The link is below in the description. I'm sending you so much love. I will be back next week with a new video. Bye.
Also, Nico gets a belly rub for every person who subscribes from this video. So if you haven't already, click the red subscribe button. It's totally free, and Nico says thank you very much.